Boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country. Say what's up, Big Country.
What's good, people?
We got a show for you today. First of all, how you doing? How are you?
Another day, another dollar. Just trying to work out, lose some weight. I got my little workout clothes on right now.
Oh, exceptional. I don't have my workout clothes on, but I'm gonna do a workout. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work out some PowerPoints. Outside of that, shooting the breeze. Parents are demanding that a teacher be fired because her body could distract students' learning. How you feel about that?
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird because when did I understand? Like, because if you see the teachers, oh, she's fine. Like, she got it going on, but you can't help what you are.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's trying to wear some crazy type of clothes. Oh, it's trying to accentuate things. It's just the fact that's what it is.
You know what I think it is, bro?
Hating moms.
That's one thing. Hating moms. But it went from men can't body shame, and now men can't body praise. You show up at the school and you see the teacher, and you like, I just want to join PTA meeting. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with me going to checking on my daughter's grades, or what's going on? And your wife started to see you get more involved in school. Now she got a concern like, out of every, oh, I see why he's so concerned. But I'd be like, look, it's beneficial.
But was it? I don't see what the issue is.
No
That's
issue.
that whole thing about looking. I don't care if you look. I don't care if my wife looks. My wife doesn't care if I look. Okay.
I just feel like there's a lot of insecurity in this world, and although you may have your demons exercise, I myself, I feel the same. I don't care what you do, as long as you don't break my rules, everything will be cool.
And every household should have their rules.
Yeah, you got my
but
rules.
The fact that you're trying to get a teacher fired because of the
Of
fact,
the way she look.
oh, because she looks better than you.
Yeah, that's it. It's just pure hate. That's pure.
Oh, well, I don't want my son thinking about it. I don't want my husband thinking about it.
But,
well, maybe get yourself in order.
Yeah, I'd be like, so my question is, because she teaches the elementary. Let's be real about this. Do you walk around the house? I'm sure you walk around. If you're comfortable, you walk around in your underwear, you no bra on, and you're doing. Only difference is, well, I hope your husband would care. Let's be realistic. But everybody else don't care. Yeah. Nobody care. Now this woman show up in clothes. She not advertising this at all. She got on regular clothes. But it's just a little too much for little Timmy over there. Little Timmy can't even count to 2. But he can see what that booty do. I don't believe it.
Well, the thing that I was laughing about is because you'll see certain memes now of little bitty kids, little boys over here checking out women. Like, there was one of this little boy, he was looking out at the beach, and he was just looking at this woman with laid on her stomach and everything. He couldn't be no more than 3, but he was just staring.
Okay. Now this, I'm one. Before I say this, understand I'm not trying to get us kicked off. However, in the LGBTQ plus community, the belief system is that they are born this way, correct?
Yeah.
So they come out, they're a little more feminine if they men, they're a little more masculine if they women, and we instantly start to say, okay, well, they're that way, they've been this way their whole life, I already knew. What's wrong with us accepting that child, that male child, or that female child, for knowing what they like at an early age? She 3 years old, but I know what I like. There's no issues on the other side. We gotta praise it over there. I'm just saying, if you typically, the Libra scale, you usually. So I'm like, it's crazy. I'm playing this part, but
well,
on one side we gonna accept it. The other side, I feel like we need to accept it.
Well, and I am a firm believer in accepting both ways, but a lot of people don't want to really talk about accepting both ways. People want to give you their opinion of why something is wrong, because truth be told, the whole fight is not about accepting both ways. It's about trying to downplay masculinity.
Right.
because the fact if the little boy was looking at something else or someone else, nobody would ever have an issue with it. Just like in school, yes, if somebody looks good, you're going to look. It is natural.
It should not be a crime to look good. That's not a crime. Like, that's not a fireable offense. Like,
Yes.
you shouldn't do that. A man, now, everybody got their own perception. Me, I don't feel like a football player should be fired for going in there beating on his wife. Not because I think he's a quality human being, but I just feel like a woman wouldn't want to get beat on by a broke guy. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not going to leave him. Let's be realistic about this.
The thing with that is, like, I understand when people say, "Oh, it is wrong. He is a role model."
I agree.
But the thing is, you didn't accept to be a role model, and what you do
It's
in the
placed on you.
privacy of your home should not be put out into everyday life.
I just feel like you should leave that. The tabloids and all that, the tabloids and paparazzi, although I understand you got a position and a career that you got to maintain, you are putting people in compromised positions when the world want to paint the picture that anybody wearing a football jersey or basketball jersey is some form of hero and an amazing Samaritan and all that. But in reality, they go home and they got their issues just like us.
True.
They human beings who had talent, and if they wasn't born with the talent, they the people who was obsessive enough to sit in the gym and shoot in the dark. Shout out Kobe Bryant. I'm just stating facts. We can't be sitting up here placing these type of weights on these people's shoulders. Look, I just came to work to do my job, and I'm shooting the ball or I'm running the ball. And if you're a rapper, I'm rapping my verse, I'm doing my thing. All that extra stuff you trying to put on what I do, stop it. I make music. I do this. I shouldn't be punished because I'm capable and talented.
But I just don't understand, because there's a lot of women out here going to get cheeks, but she had her natural cheeks.
And we gotta fire her.
Yeah, it's like, get rid of her.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something about the way she looks is too seductive. And I'm like,
What do you mean?
okay, like, I don't understand what
It's
you're
not
talking
a real
about.
thing.
And
You
then
can't-
there's all these straw men talking. If you don't know what straw man topic is, when you try to find a topic that means nothing, but try to make it mean something.
Mhm.
Like, it makes no sense for you to say, is she a great educator? Obviously, she has the job. So
Mhm.
that would tell you something. If she didn't have the qualifications to do the job, there would be no reason to have her as a teacher.
No.
So she has the job, but you're saying because visually she looks better than you, and that's the only reason you are saying anything is because she looks better than you. I may sound sexist for saying this, but I don't see a man going like, "Oh my God, you got fired her because, man, my son ain't gonna learn nothing."
Now, on the flip side of that coin, nobody gets mad at the ugly Hooters girl.
Yeah.
No, or the flat chest Hooter girl. Her breasts are not big enough for her to be working at this establishment. We don't go try to get her fired. And I'm not saying it to be sexist. I'm just being realistic. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, this woman has a host position, and she dresses proper for her position. It's just she was born, like, accept her for who she is. She was born this way. It's not like she went out and had to get enhancements. However, if you are somebody who feel need to go get enhancements, that's on you. But I don't feel like you should be fired for being who you are.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, do that. That's all I gotta say on it. You got anything that you want to add to that?
Nah, because I thought it was messed up.
It really is. Why must black creatives sell trauma and drama?
That's a huge issue that goes on with our culture.
Mhm.
Because I was talking to a couple of people about this. As black people, I don't understand why we have to sell the bad parts of us. There's so many good parts of us that people love. People love the way we sing, dance, our education. If you look through the history, the refrigerator, there's so many things.
Stoplight iron.
Yes. Washington, D.C., there's so many great things that black people have actually done. But you always hear about the worst things, and then you hear the world star. World Star. Oh, we'll sell
Mhm.
Fight in a heartbeat. Oh, we'll sell somebody slapping somebody.
I mean, and part of me wants to say I would be saying like typically, oh, it's somebody else. You know, they always want to. No, no, no. When it comes to World Star, we holding the camera. Somebody picked up the camera phone and we decided to shoot
Mm-hmm.
that. When it comes to the image we portray in our music, the television shows we write or we don't write, or the reality TV shows, everybody, all these people got these negative perceptions they want to throw into their show to fit the stereotypical model, and then they turn around and wonder why people view us the way they do.
Yeah.
Like, if all I do is when I turn on Power or whatever, now I'm gonna stop harping on Power. It's enough shows out there, but at the same time, like realistically, if we turn on P Valley, okay, we got a man over here doing voodoo, but another person over here. We got so many different situations and lifestyles going on, and visuals and,
Well,
and
if you
craziness.
if you get technical, if you look at most of black drama, things that come out in the '90s, it was more uplifting, educational. It wasn't until like the 2000s that we start really pushing ignorance.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that,
heavily.
look at the shows that we had back in the day. We had the Fresh Prince.
Parenthood.
We had we had
Shout out
Family
Robert Towns
Matters.
Jr. I will still draw that comic book
Mm.
if I get permission. I'm letting you know right now I'll do it.
Like we
Me.
had what was it? Living Single.
Living single, yeah.
Let's see.
That's why you had Martin.
Martin was funny,
Yeah.
but it also gave you some realness. It gave you some honesty.
Remember the episode where the kid came and was acting like he was Martin's son?
Mm-hmm.
It was like instantly you saw how, oh, for real? He showed a difference. So like, if this were to happen,
Yes.
you know, I would
He
have to
stepped
change.
up to the
That's
plate.
instant step up. Nowadays, you get black people on television and it's instantly like, nah.
Like
I'm
you
blaming
can't
on-
name 3 shows right now that are actually playing that you would be like, I like that. That is the representation of a black family.
That's what we are. That's what then when you turn on TV, that's us.
Like my wife and kids suck because of the fact that they made the son stupid, the father stupid, the daughter didn't know what she wanted. The little boy kept on. He was just weird. He was so overly sensitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't representation.
It's not realistic.
But-
it's just not how that works. I mean, to go from Family Matters to that, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like, and people were trying to give Uncle Phil and
Carl
Carl
Winslow.
Winslow an issue because they were gay. I didn't give a crap if they
It
were
don't
gay.
matter.
I really didn't care because of the fact that, man, they represented what father was. You can name off episodes that you were like when Will found out his real father screwed him over and didn't want him and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. At the end, like, that was one of them episodes. If you didn't have a father, that really touched you. Even if you did have a father, and he was like
It's
a little
still
cunt.
like you could just put yourself in that position. Like, man, if that was me, like, how would I feel? I feel like Will.
Or the one where Carl Winslow on Family Matters when Eddie got jumped by the what was it, the Dragon Lords or the Dragons, whatever it was.
Mhm.
But the thing was, Carl was like, man, screw my job. Like, I'm a father before I'm a
I'm a
cop.
policeman.
I don't care.
Okay, Will
And
is.
Steve had to basically beg him, don't do it, because Carl about to go down and handle up on somebody that's harming his son.
And that's realistic.
Yeah, I could see that right
There's
now.
no ain't nothing I won't do.
Yes.
I am who I
But
am, but my
if it comes
profession
down
is
to
one
this
thing.
job,
Right. My profession is one thing. My family is another.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? F is before P in all the alphabets I know.
Yeah.
So don't mess with my family. 'Cause
I just never understood that. But now when you look at things now, I was talking to certain kids about it. I was like, look at the cartoons now. The cartoons, I can't name 3 real cartoons that don't have adult content in them.
yeah, innuendos all over.
Now, if you go back to the 90s, they had cartoons for everyone.
Everybody.
Like, and they had endless cartoons. Now, you're just selling certain things. But now, us as a black culture, what else are we truly selling
Mhm.
besides drama and ignorance?
It's the only thing we seem to have.
And don't for anyone that tries to say I love black people, I'm black to the day I die. I
Yeah.
respect black people. I want the best for black people. I buy black. I love black. I marry black. I don't care. But my thing is, you have to be honest with yourself
And
right
that's
now.
it. You gotta critique. Like at a certain point, we gotta stop shooting the messengers. Like, hey,
Yeah.
bro,
Oh well,
What-
he a sellout because he talking bad about black people.
No.
No, that man is telling you
you
the
gotta tell you
truth.
the truth. Somebody gotta do it, cause you ain't gonna accept it from somebody else. Cause you're gonna be like, well, you're not part of the culture. But when the culture try to correct itself, the first thing you do is jump on the man trying to correct the culture.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We got tons of music. We went from positive uplifting rap music, then we went to the
Yeah,
drug
who
dealing rap music, then we went to the drug user rap music. Now we going to the emo. I'm sensitive and decent. Like at a certain point, bro.
everybody's sensitive.
Everybody says
Every like it used to be like, oh well, this is who I am to my heart, to
Right.
the core, and there's still
That's
some
me.
dudes out there like that. Nowadays, everybody's just kind of soft.
it'd be difficult to find that dude if he under 30.
Yeah,
And I ain't trying to knock nobody under 30. I'm just being realistic. When I see it, I just understand. But
Yeah.
also I can take into account how many men were raised by single mothers. How many men were raised by single fathers who wasn't around? How many, you know what I'm saying?
like I was talking to my old man and my uncle this weekend. Shout out to both of them. Love y'all. But the thing was, we were talking about, man, I explained to him, it used to be a code. I'm not that old. I'm only 35.
Right.
But it used to be a code that men understood. We don't mess with women, we don't mess with children, and we don't mess with the elderly. If I catch you outside of your mama, you're going to get tuned up. If I got that much of an issue with you or something like that, we can go and handle this. But
Yeah.
as long as you around your mama or your kids,
Your kid, I ain't got your wife. I ain't got
like
no,
that's off limits.
we're
Nowadays,
handling different.
nobody care.
Nah, cause problem is, shoot, he'll have a problem with the dude, but his wife will be going over there to mess with. Like, whoa,
And that
you inserted yourself into a position of extreme danger.
I
Man,
never understood
I
that.
don't get it.
Was the fact of the matter, and it goes back to that, what was it, the Marshawn Lynch, when he was telling the young boy to get the F off of his field. And little boy got sensitive, the mom got sensitive. Marshawn Lynch was like, is there a man with you? Because he wanted to talk to the man. Because I understood that, and that's more old school, but sometimes old school was the best way. There were
Mhm.
certain things about being old school, yes, I admit we're toxic, we're wrong, and we need to fix. But that doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I don't know if don't now. I do agree to a degree. Yes, it was toxic, but there was wholesomeness that we gotta respect. And if we really look at the way that we lived then versus how we living now, when we got school shootings and it'd be people who don't even go to I'm talking about school shootings in elementary schools.
Yeah.
Like,
And that was crazy.
Put that in perspective. Like, put that in your mind. Somebody went out there and had it in their heart and on their mind to go shoot at children,
Yeah.
babies. And you want to say the way they were was toxic. I'm like, no. I feel like at a certain point, if you got a man in your life, or perceived toxic man in your life, that toxic man still had his overall morals and his code.
But that's why I go to that point about knocking down masculinity, because it's not about equality for the most part. It's about knocking down masculinity. Oh, well, this is wrong. So basically, all the things that made men held them to that point.
All the things that you enjoyed about men. Let's be realistic. When it came to it, before they integrated the army and allowed women to go in there, everybody was happy to send their 18-year-old, 16-year-old, 21-year-old son to go to war to fight for the country. That's what men do, right? Right. Everybody was happy that I'm 30 something. I ain't gotta go this little kid over here that I barely even know gonna go over here and fight on my behalf. And that's what we living and dying for, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, flip side, that child comes back, he got PTSD, and he needs to find him a job. No, we can't help you. We're going to put you down there. It's a bridge over there with your name on it. Veteran, oh, I'm sorry, we can't assist you. We ain't going to help you.
Yeah.
But
I just don't understand because, like, getting back to us as a culture,
right.
The whole idea I'm saying is, yes, there. Who was it? DMC from Run DMC actually had a good way of saying it. He was like, man, there used to be a lane for everything. You had your conscious rappers, you had your hood rappers, you had your drug rappers, you had rappers for everything.
Everybody.
But now it seems like we pushed everything. Oh, that don't make no money, so we're gonna throw that away. It did make money when people were actually looking for it. But basically now in our generation, we push so much ignorance and then we wonder where it came from. And I know somebody's going to say, oh, well, it's not music. It's the people. No. I think part of it is music reflection of self. But also, music impacts the youth.
Yeah, because they like the music. And my thing is, I don't put it solely on music. I don't put it solely on TV. I put it solely on the hands and in the hands of the creators. You can write and create whatever you choose to write, and you understand the place, the status that you have. Whatever you write, Mona Scott, whatever you write, 50 Cent, whatever you write, all these different directors producing all this work, whatever you write, it's going to be pumped out and sent out in mass syndication across the world. And the image you want to send out to everybody about us is they unruly, they wild, they crazy. Okay.
Everybody want to talk about, oh, what can we do to uplift the culture? How about we actually uplift the culture?
How about show the full spectrum of the culture? Or even better, dismantle the culture. Because at this point, I don't think the culture is helping anybody. We sit back. Don't sit back and tell me buy black is part of the culture. It's not part of the culture. Because we at a point where the people who buying black don't prescribe to the culture. The people who really out here going out here and supporting these local businesses, doing all that, they not the image that you portraying on your television. It's not.
Yeah.
So the culture, at a certain point, we have to be realistic about it. The culture itself is toxic. That's what's toxic. The culture keeps the world afraid of us and allows them to keep pointing the finger at us like we not this.
But it's
we
okay
are
because
that.
we making money.
The money at a certain point. That's why you gotta ask the question.
Yeah.
How much for your soul? How much for the soul of the future? Because that's who's gonna be affected. Eventually, you're gonna be thrown in the ground, and the people you left behind, the kids,
have to deal with the
grandkids,
consequences.
got to deal with it. And I got less resources and more time to deal with it because they say you live long or whatnot. So, but I'm just saying,
it's a crazy world out here. All I'm
world.
saying is each person, your community should be trying to do something to uplift all of the community, not tear it down.
Your community should be trying to do something for the people. Period. Is it wise to fly someone out or let someone fly you out?
Now, I was looking at this on YouTube and I was looking on Facebook and I was like, this gotta be the stupidest thing for either one, because I saw one where the dude was upset because he flew the girl out, he bought her everything. I'm like, I understand both parts but I don't understand, why would you fly someone out in the beginning for any reason? Why? My thing, like, I was like, okay, I understand. Oh, I like you. I want us to get away, but I don't know you.
I know you like that. Let's
I
be
don't know
real.
you enough to be like, hey, you know what? Let's go on this trip and do all
We
this
don't do
kind of
that.
stuff.
It's us.
Because I'm never going to fly out a random chick on a hoax. First of all, I don't even understand why you can't find no fine chicks in your own spot where you at.
You gotta fly out.
I never understood that. I'm not looking 2-3 states over. Oh, I'm gonna fly you out. Come on,
Fly you
CV.
in. Come see
Now,
me.
I understand if we met, we've been kicking it, and then you live somewhere, I live somewhere. If I travel a lot and I meet you, we vibe, we cool, we have a good time. Okay, I may see how this would work. You coming to see me, or how
What's
would work
good,
me
Nick
coming
Kerr?
to see you. That's what I would think. But
Right.
just randomly, like, and I know somebody says this makes me toxic for saying it. Why will a woman fly out to see a man she is not going to sleep with?
You know what? My thing is, it's wrong on both sides. Why would you fly a woman out if your primary focus was to get some?
True.
On top of that, why you as a woman would allow yourself to be flown out knowing that this ain't somebody you can lay in a bed with? If I'm flying anybody out, which
Yes.
I would be flying out my wife, I don't intend to buy a 2-bed suite. I don't
Yes.
know. We gonna be
Well,
here.
no, it depends on how freaky you get. You know,
Oh, that's true.
double bed. You know, one to sleep on, the other one get my freak on.
Okay.
Now that I could understand.
I'm just saying that.
But you just flying out random. What the hell we need a double bed for? Just
I just feel like that's a heavy sense of the woman who accepted it is a heavy sense of entitlement.
yes,
And then the dude who offered it is like all-star simping.
yes.
Like, nah, bro. And don't get me wrong. Those who can do it, I ain't got no issue with you. If that's what you, just because I say you simping don't mean anything.
Now, when I talk about simping, I'm not talking about, oh man, I like old girl, she like me, we cool, we start doing stuff. But if your whole idea was, man, let me pay for this chick to go here
If I
to
put
get
in-
some.
If I put it in Dubai, she gonna open up the thighs.
That's
If
the
that's your
dumbest.
thought process.
First of all, if you already knew before we even got on this trip, we done smashed quite a few times before we even go on this
Before I
trip.
even thought about purchasing a method of
Like,
you
and then they
travel.
were talking about females in Dubai be over there wilding out, getting peed on and pooped on, and all this kind of crazy. I'm like, how much for it? How much for your
How much
soul?
it costs?
Like,
Because I just be like,
if
nah.
you don't know, that's the title of this episode, because I'm like, man, we getting to a point where I'm like,
hold up. You
how
can't
much?
allow it.
How much you willing to pay?
How much?
Because I know they say everything costs and has a price, but I don't see myself going to. You're not going. I want to go to Dubai and get crapped on for $20,000. Don't get me wrong, $20,000 sound real nice, but what happened to your integrity and morals?
But my thing is, it's crazy to me. The same women who be like, if a dude can't fly me out to Dubai, I can't talk to him. Be the woman on their social media feed talking about independent woman. So you can't fly out there anyway? I don't know what your definition of independence is, but I'm certain if I go to Webster, it wouldn't have anything to do with dependency on a man to give you anything.
Yeah.
That is the antonym, not the synonym, the antonym of independence. So no, don't be sitting up here talking like women who sitting up there and they set up their OnlyFans, and it's not because you set up an OnlyFans and your objective is to sell sex in order to get you whatever you get, your mansion, your bridges, your this and that. I ain't finna sit here hate the game
I ain't
in
gonna knock
any
you
way,
for that.
shape, form, or fashion, but you ain't finna sit here and do that as a profession and then talk crazy about the dudes who come watch you. You can't do that. That's your customer base. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, it's weirdos. What do you mean? It's weird that you would compromise your morals and go and put your butt cheeks online like this. That's real. That's weird.
Like, we always talk about breaking down these structures and these things are wrong, and I'm like, my thing is, if you two both agree on something, but y'all really have to make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what gets on my nerves. Like, if I told you, hey, I'm flying you out. You know, these things are gonna happen when you get out here. And you say no, I'm like, cool.
Cool.
Okay, I know what's you about. If I fly you out anyway, that is my fault. I'm stupid because I wanted to, but
it's just like the female who bought into the street dude and thought he gonna be different from me. That's stupid. He gonna be who he is. You ain't gonna change him. She gonna be who she is. She wasn't gonna let you hit before she hopped on the plane. What make you think when he put the landing gear down, things gonna change? She gonna instantly land in your lap?
He flew me out and I just busted it open for him.
No, it don't work like that.
Not work like that. Every female I've ever talked to or known has always told me a thing. They knew if they were gonna smash you when they first met you.
My question would be this though: would you find it beneficial to set up some sort of contract system if you gonna go to that extreme level of simping?
Well, I would agree with the contract, but you know how many people gonna say, "Oh, well, it's not fair for the contract to be there, and it's gonna be some stupid reason."
You messed up the move, baby. You said if I don't have a contract here, you ain't gotta uphold to the deal. Like you ain't gotta keep the move.
And then I was like, "Who was it? It was Future back, like I think it was about a year ago." Future told old girl, "Oh well, okay." She stayed there the night. He kicked her out of the hotel. "Oh, you fly yourself back." And so many people were up there outraged about it. And I'm like, okay, if you came here and he told you what it was going to be, and then you act like you weren't down, okay.
You didn't uphold your end of the verbal contract because those things do exist. And because you didn't, he didn't uphold his financial obligation to get you back to your home safely.
Yeah.
Granted, I do feel like he should sit sent to home.
But
with respect to what he got going, I'm not gonna fault him for not, because the expectation was set, the terms were well known, and she did not comply. Her fault.
And that's where I take it. We need to stop this whole, "Oh well, I still have to save them." It's like no, because my thing is, and I'm not saying, "Oh, well, you didn't let her know." But if you both agreed on what these things are, what these things were, like for example, if we go out on a date and all that stuff, and we've been going out and we like, "Oh, what," which I think it would be stupid for you to be like, "Oh, they had that one thing on TikTok. If I pay for this, am I getting that Gok 3000 or whatever?" And I was like, it sounds stupid to me. But if you knew going out on this date, you had not one intention of even sleeping with him, you knew for a fact you weren't gonna sleep with him, come out your purse.
First of all, if you know you're not gonna do that, let's be realistic. When you say you know up front whether you going to talk to a man, you're gonna sleep with him or not, correct? Yes, we both know that, or we all know that. 2, you also know if that guy who you not gonna sleep with were to ask you to sleep with him, you would say no. So what I would say is, if you know that there's a doubt in your mind that you was gonna go to the next level with that man, right? Start it off Dutch. Be like, when he asks, "Can I take you out?" Sure, we can go over here. Don't worry about me eating. I'm gonna pay for mine.
Or you can even hit the as friends or whatever.
Tell them the truth. Honesty is the best policy. Hey, we gonna be we homies. We not in that space. You gonna throw me in the friend zone? Yes.
Now, if he wants to pay for you after trying to trick off or whatever, okay, that's his fault.
Yeah, because at that point, it's already been clearly defined your status in my life. Hey, buddy, you a friend.
Yeah.
Well, let me still buy you this food. Understand that that's not gonna change my mind. You are who you are to me. But if you want to be food bae, or because women apparently have different baes for different things.
Yeah.
Food bae, workout bae, fix my car bae. I'm an independent, dependent woman. Like, y'all got all these baes for every position y'all want to hold in life. So no disrespect, just being realistic. If you know he ain't gonna be main bae, then keep him at bae. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
With that being said, Why are women, or why are men shamed for their preferences and standards, but women are not?
So, I saw this thing that was talking about men. Like, it was talking about men.
Mm-hmm.
When men talk about they want a slim woman or they want a woman that does these things, has
Mm-hmm.
these things, has this kind of mentality,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a lot of times, well, you should accept that person as they are.
Yeah. If you don't like it, then leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instantly negative.
But then when you switch it up and you put the woman in that same position, if you sit here and tell me if a man cheats, he's wrong, I'm gonna be like, okay, I agree with you. But if you say if a woman cheats,
What did he do?
he must have did something wrong, you are
when
a
did he
wrong
cheat?
person.
A man cheat. When did Okay, he wrong for that. He shouldn't have did it like that. A woman
It
cheat.
had to be something for her to cheat.
Mhm. Woman cheat. Yeah. What did, like you said, what did he do? Or if we talking about women and their preferences, you just told me earlier that certain dating websites had to take 7 foot off.
It was Bumble. Like, I read this one, I was like, that's crazy.
That's absurd.
It was on Bumble. It was
absurd.
talking about women that were on Bumble. They had a filter on there to give you your preference on height of your man. And so many women put 7 feet or taller that they literally had to take off the height preference.
Right.
You know how crazy that is? First of all, how many people you know 7 feet? I don't know one.
I don't know one. I've never seen one physically in person, and if I did, I didn't know he was 7 feet, bruh.
And I'm like, if you don't believe me, look it up. It's out there. I promise you.
But my thing is, I'm tired of women asking for the outlandish things and feeling like they're justified in their request. Oh, he gotta be 7 feet tall, make at least 6 figures, have a car, a very nice house, and no kids, and be able to stay here with me. And I'm like, no, it don't work like that.
Well, they had
And then they had like 2 and 3 kids, and then want you to have none. Like, no. At a certain point, you gotta be yoked evenly somewhere.
They had this one thing. It's called 666. It's basically you have to be at least 6 feet tall, making 6 figures, and have at least 6 inches. Now I'm like, ladies, okay, I understand you want the 6 inches or more. I have no problem with that. I'm cool with that one.
That's fine.
It's like that's a reasonable
that's
reference.
really achievable. Like,
Yes, that is something you could do. But 6 feet tall is only 10% of all men in the world that are 6 feet or taller. Now, if you go to
Brian, I'm
7
5'8".
feet, if you go into 7 feet, you find what 1%
Like,
maybe?
at that point, every girl is out here dating Yamin.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's who we date. That's all
And
y'all
then
how you
6
get.
figures. Most of America does not make 6 figures. The
Don't work
average
like that.
pay is like 42,000.
So you asking, pretty much what you did is you took your dating sites and turned them into Santa Claus, okay? You asking for stuff that people can't get. You know that little kid who, instead of asking for the Xbox or the PlayStation, he asked for the rocket ship?
Mm-hmm.
You the
real
child.
rocket ship.
You the child who not related to what's that dude name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. You the one child who not related to Elon Musk who want to go take a flight on the stratosphere for Christmas. You ain't got it.
I just never understood this. Like, I understand we have our standards. Everybody has standards. But why am I shamed for having certain standards? If I say, I don't want you to have more than 2 kids, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I know somebody going to say, I don't want no kids.
That's me. If I was still single and I didn't have a wife and about to have my second child soon, here in December, I'm not going to lie. I'll be like, what's the point? I don't see the point in getting with you and you got kids. It didn't make me a bad person. In your eyes, if it do, it do. I ain't finna sit here and try to undo who I am. That's me.
Well, me and my wife were talking yesterday, and I was like, she was like, so would you ever get your vasectomy reversed? I was like, hell no. Maybe if I hit like $100 million, yeah, I'm like, I might as well do the Nick Cannon thing.
Yeah, all millionaires.
Yeah, we all millionaires right off the gate.
Off the gate.
But I'm like, no, there's no way in hell I'm going. And I said, I'll tell you right now. I promise you this. I told my wife, I'm like, even me, you get a divorce, which I hope we never do. But if we do, well, I told her straight up. Nah, I had 2 kids by my ex. If you want 2 more kids, or oh well, what if she really wants them, baby? You ain't getting it from here.
I just be like, look, go do. Me personally, I'd be like, go do what you gotta do, whoever you gotta do it with, and then come find me after that, because he gonna be responsible. I'm only whooping my kids. I don't want to deal with your kids.
Like, we talk a lot about double standards, and I realize there's a lot of messed up double standards for women. But if you sit here and act like there are no messed up double standards that women do to men,
and it's the majority of them, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Because a woman can make substantially more than a man, but the expectation is not for her to pay all the bills. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
If you making 100K and I'm making 50K, how come the bulk of the bills come out of me? It don't make sense. You can't pump your own gas. Since when did pumping gas put you in such a state to where you can't just go get it done? When did that become like the height of masculinity? You're looking for stuff from men that don't give you anything, that isn't beneficial or substantial to you in any way.
The one I heard that I thought was stupid. Okay, if a man doesn't have the money, he shouldn't date. Okay, but why is it okay for broke women to date then?
Not just date, but to date out of their league.
Mm-hmm.
You're a broke woman, but you want to go and date the guy who make 6 figures, is over 6 feet, and has over 6 inches. I want you to take 6 seconds and think about the stupid and foolishness of that. You are not even capable of maintaining your own money to be able to go to 2 for 2 at Chili's, and you want him to take you to Papa Bros Steakhouse, which I'm sure, and I've been there, it's an amazing place. You should really get.
Hey, I haven't been to Papa Bros. I've been to a lot of different steakhouses, but I need to find Papa
Find
Bros.
your way up in there, bro. And I'm glad that you got a wife who understands, because she deserved to go to Papa Bros.
Yeah.
There's other fees out here I can't speak well on.
Like, I'm not saying every woman is like this. I think there are great women out there that deserve certain things.
Right.
But every woman doesn't deserve it because you came out of the womb with a vagina.
It don't work like that. If you ask me, do my mom, do his mom deserve steak? Of course. The amount of work they put in to put us in these positions, period, dictates that, hey, if they want steak dinner, somebody go get it.
I was talking to my wife about this one last night, and then we could go to the next topic. But I was like, back in the day, you heard the saying, happy wife, happy life. You know why that saying was played? Wives were out here working.
Work
and I mean work. I felt bad for a lot of wives because I'm like, bro, I understand you got work. And he goes out, he works, he brings home the money. But as much stuff as women did, cooking, actual cooking, cleaning, taking
washing,
care of the kids,
doing
all that kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, because I've done it for a couple of months, and I was like, I gotta get back to work. This is like, I don't like this. This is like.
So when you start taking into account all that was done by a woman, you start to realize, no, I'm at work. If my job is to earn the money and make the bread, sure. If I made 6 figures, my whole house taken care of, that's a real job. Yeah. It's not something that's simple. Now, due to the fact that we need dual incomes out here for the most part, because like he said, the house median is $46,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's 92,000.
Yeah.
So 92,000 is.
But you also got to think about student loans,
which is crazy.
Which is going to. I know everybody's like, oh, they're $20,000, but I'm like, man, I wish it was more than $20,000.
Man, I've been paying on mine for so long. Like I said, bro, I was paying like $500 and $600, making $11 an hour.
That's crazy.
It was absurd.
It's crazy.
So, we gonna jump on. All right, you won't believe this is brought to you by Tyler Bailey, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. My cousin Boo Lee, aka Wiggle Mandinka, or they call him Wiggly. In these game
Wiggly
spaces,
for short.
he do SOB gaming as well as various podcasts. He's also a podcast personality, so he goes out. He's out there in the black manosphere doing his thing, talking to people and having them conversations. You got D-Mac. He's a barber. He's in Dallas. You should see him. I should see him. And who else you got?
Okay, so as always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you. Ugh. Keep on mumbling right there. So, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Check out her different lines. She has her hair care line. She has a Yanni
like
line. And
Yanni like mine.
And then she has Wasted Desires.
Mm-hmm. Waist beads.
So,
did she ever? I'm sorry. I gotta ask this question. Did she ever make bridesmaid garter? I need to know.
No bridesmaids garter.
She's
But
just missing money. Okay, carry on.
I mean, but the thing is, we gotta talk to her about that.
Yeah.
But on September 18th, she's doing a pop-up, her actual event. I would ask y'all to come out, support. She has all of her ducks in a row.
Yep.
She has her Yanni products. She has her Wasted Desires products. I'm proud of my wife because she is an overachiever.
I keep pushing.
Sometimes I tell her, you're trying to achieve so much so fast, but I'm proud of her for it because she will get out and work.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love to see. Is like,
that's real independence, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, whatever take place in your world, no matter what, the house gonna float, the boat gonna sail.
And I can honestly say, she's gonna handle it one way or another. But as always, love to shout out you, baby. Y'all check her out. It's on Facebook and on Instagram, and she has a website, wasteddesires.com. Y'all look her up. Her name's Andrea Hicks /Thornton. But we're gonna just say Hicks.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Because I tried to get Lynn to keep Brian.
But that's because that's your first name, so it'd be...
All the kids would be named Brian Hunter. I'm going to go tell her that. No, forget all that.
Yeah, let's see if that works.
I'm going to tell her right now. Go change it again. Hyphenate your name. Stop playing. You're going to sit in the line and you're going to do it again. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You're going to start a new line. It's going to start with the truth. Grit and Grind Fitness and Aretha out there doing body sculpting out in what's that, Northwest Mall? Northeast Mall. Northeast Mall. Cool beans. So there's a crazy rumor going around that Magic Johnson came out and donated blood to the COVID-19 patients.
Hey, this is just cold, man. Like, people need to leave Magic alone. Magic don't do nothing but help people.
Magic is magical.
Now, I'm gonna be real. Magic Johnson is that person that you could say helps the culture. Like, he did the Magic Johnson Theater. He made it like Switzerland. If you don't know, don't nothing go down around Switzerland. The fact of the matter, Magic Johnson got Starbucks. He got the theater where he employs a lot of African Americans. He's an entrepreneur, philanthropist. He does a lot trying to help the community. But it's always somebody's like, oh, what about them AIDS?
And somebody got to shoot shots at the king. You put a crown on it.
I'm just like, man, that's cold.
As soon as you put a crown on, people start pulling bows.
And Magic decided, man, I'm going to come out and tell them, hey, I did not donate blood. I have never donated blood. Like, yeah, they found out, what was it, 91, that he had HIV. In 91. He was like, I have never donated blood. I don't donate blood. You know why I don't donate blood. So the rumors should stop. But there's always somebody like,
in reality, think about this. If Magic Johnson was to show up at your local Care Now or your local blood drive and request to donate blood, just his status alone, just who he, because he's not myself. People know who Magic Johnson is. And they will be like, as much as I love you, Magic Johnson, you know you can't do this. Go ahead, go get back in your
But let's be real. We know that people out here do stupid stuff. You act like there ain't women out here still won't toss magic them draws.
Oh, I guarantee you. It's women out here right now who will toss magic.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, Magic, you got a condom?
First of all, magic, don't get it confused. Magic can get something. They got this little pill that you take if you take before you have intercourse with a person with AIDS. And I'm not telling you that you should go out here and have intercourse with a person with AIDS just because they got this pill. Please don't get this confused.
What is that, the PrEP pill or something like that?
But regardless, they take their little pill and go out, they have their fun. But my question is, if this pill really exists, which the pill really does exist, how can people still be catching AIDS, especially in scenarios in which
because
AIDS
got
is highly
people.
Like, no,
I have to say it.
Oh no,
like, don't get me wrong. A person can be smart. People are stupid.
People are stupid.
And the reason I say that is because we still get to a point where it's like, if you're gonna go out, wild out, do stuff, why not wear a condom? I don't like the feel of it. Well, do you like the feel of STD?
Do you like the feel of unwanted children?
Yeah, I never understood that.
That should be a commercial. You know how that should be a kind of commercial.
It would work.
Do you like the feel of unwanted children? STDs, gonorrhea.
And I'm like, you hear people say stupid stuff like, oh, well, I don't want to take the pill. It'll mess up my body. Oh, a baby won't mess up your body?
It don't make sense. My wife had a C-section. They pulled guts out and everything, then pulled the baby out, and they don't rearrange them the way they came out. They don't know that. They just stuff them in there like, oh, they back. I'm like, man, you ain't gotta,
My wife had my daughter. My daughter was, I guess, in a rush to get out. Mm-hmm. Like, she's literally, I had to go get the doctor because she's literally coming out as the doctor getting ready to walk in the room. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, we need somebody in here because
get this.
Yeah, because I don't want my daughter on the floor.
Yeah, go get your
like, but I'm like, oh, but the pill is wrong. Oh my God, I can't take a Plan B pill. My thing is,
like I said, I guarantee you, they make a male birth control, the world population gonna drop.
Oh, it will.
It's gonna drop heavy.
They say Elon Musk was talking about it. In a lot of different countries, the population in China, they're actually offering, what is it? It's Russia. I apologize. In Russia, they're offering $20,000 if you have 10 or more children because of the population going down low. Look it up. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Russia, let me talk to my wife and see if I can't pull up on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
First, you're going to have to release Brittany Garner before I get to go out there and do my thing. Because my wife, she might really like, how she play basketball. Okay, my wife never watched a game in her life. But that's besides the point. I'll help Russia with that. I can help Russia.
It's bad that your wife's the only kind of tomboy that I've never seen actually just play basketball.
Well, she got the foot problem.
Oh, I did not know that.
Social media is upset that Irv Gotti is discussing his sexual relations with the Ashanti in the past. I don't know how you gonna get mad at that man for discussing having sexual relations with such a beautiful.
Here's my question: why didn't the whole social media get upset with Superhead for putting everybody and their mama on blast?
They didn't. Not only did they not get upset with Superhead, they went and made her a superstar.
They bought her book.
Made this woman rich.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, tell us more. Tell us about Usher. Tell us about Shaq. Tell us about
Tell us about it.
You just put everybody on blast. But Irv Gotti wrong because he put Ashanti out. He didn't even put her on blast. He was just talking about, if you ask me a question, I'm like, yeah, it was back in the past. I did some things. Okay. What's the issue? It's facts.
It's facts. It's
because
my word,
Ashanti, if it was a lie, and as good and well as I do, if it was a lie, Ashanti would have got out there and been like, no, it never happened. He is lying through his teeth. Because let's be honest, even if it happened. happened. She was that butthurt about, oh, no, it never happened.
Yeah, she's gonna apply pressure.
But she ain't had nothing to say about
She
it.
ain't got nothing to say. We know why she ain't got nothing to say because we know what actually took place. Like, oh no.
But they
You
made
did.
it seem like, oh, it was just so wrong. Oh my God, Irv Gotti. Now, if I was Irv, I wouldn't have went into too much detail because that's none of your business.
Nothing to do with you.
Like,
I'm not gonna talk about nothing.
now, would I say Irv Gotti tripping a little for giving too much details? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, but to each his own.
Yeah, I'm like, me personally, I'm like, look, bro, that's what you want to say, that's what you want to do. I'm all fine with that. Do your thing. But when you get to, you can't complain about people having something to say about what you said when you gave them every piece to the puzzle. Like you said, yeah, me and Shanti, we messed around in the past. And they be like, well, what did you do? We did what people who mess around do. And leave it at that. Okay, whatever you come up with in your mind, I can't be responsible for what you think and how you feel or how you or what you would have did to Ashanti. That's on you, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me. I'm just giving you a brief moment in my past, and that happened. So I'm happy about it. Or in his case, I don't know if he's happy about it or not. I don't know.
They were talking about, oh, he just was lusting over memories. I'm gonna be honest. Let's be honest. Everybody have a memory or two where you're like, bruh,
If
I
could do
remember
it,
that one.
If I could do it one more time,
Yeah, like if it
I
wasn't
wouldn't
that
mind.
bad, yeah,
it ain't
I
that
wouldn't.
bad.
One more, just one
Just
more.
need one. Just one.
And if you saying that's not you,
That's fine.
okay, that's fine. That's not you.
If you saying that's not you, I'm sorry you haven't lived.
Now I'll tell you like this: if you got a high body count issue, you're lying. You're lying through your teeth. If you have a body count over, I would say 15. There's been one.
Oh, it's been first of all, at 15, you had at least 2 superstars.
You know, been like
You
that
had two
one
superstars.
was like, I may not married him because he was trash, but that one thing,
He's a trash person. She was a trash woman. But
yeah. Like,
Well,
we have to be honest
you
about
had
things.
that one where you had to really think about can I not put up with a stank attitude for the rest of my
Because
life? Like,
There's a lot of dudes out here that's had that one. Man, she put that snapper on him, and he was like, man, I'm here,
I'm
but
here.
I can't stand her sometimes.
like the thought of having to talk to her every day is so painful.
Mhm.
Like-
and if women say they can't say that, why does so many trash, ain't crap dudes got so many kids?
It's crazy. How could a man have 6 kids, 6 different baby mamas? The last 5 told you.
Yeah.
First of all, when I see crazy stuff like the women become friends and everybody just communicating and having
Everybody just cool
I'm
with
like,
everybody.
If that's how it is, go be a sister wife. Stop it. All y'all like him. The problem is he like all y'all and not just one of y'all.
Yeah.
Help that man out. Help him solidify his future. And everybody go to work. Y'all can all live in a mansion, sleep in one bed. All the kids sleep in
Yeah.
the different wings of the house. Go be a sister wife. Stop that. Okay?
But-
I'm just saying. If you're going to live like that anyway, if you're
Yeah.
going to sit around and share spirits with everybody you meet and then make babies with everybody you meet, then cool. You know what? Why don't you just put yourself in a position that's better for the kid? Because y'all can't say he ain't got no father figure at the house. He got a father figure, and he also got like 6 or 7 mother figures. So,
Yeah.
you know,
He got
That's what
people
it
in his life.
he got people in his life.
People
They
were
got-
knocking Nick Cannon about it. I'm like, if
If he
I don't
able to see
care
all
if
his
he's
kids,
able to do that and be a father to his children, more power to you, bro.
more power to you.
I'm
But
not
the
gonna
fact that just every time you do this, Nick, you made a millionaire. It's
Mhm.
different. I can't say nothing like me. I'm making another poverty-stricken child.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, like the check gotta be right.
Man,
Check
all
the
I
check.
don't get me wrong. All golly. Oh, but okay. All I'm saying is the fact that, bruh, if you can be in your children's life, if you can do all this stuff, I have no problem with it.
No.
Just like people worry about somebody else's past. Obviously, that person ain't tripping. If the person I did it to ain't tripping, just like when I talked about the thing about the girl on the floor. If she ain't tripping, why are always the people that are not there got something to say about it?
Because at a certain point, I mean,
No.
at a certain point,
It's not.
if she ain't smart enough, the strong have to defend the weak. In my
It's
opinion,
not. It wasn't
in
weak.
my opinion, she was weak-minded. If you gonna do that and sleep on the floor,
She was
have
a great
some
person.
dignity about
She was
yourself.
sweet.
I mean, I understand. I'm not gonna say she's not a sweet person. Anybody who willing to sleep on the floor just to try to trap a man is, do
She
your
wasn't
thing.
trying to trap me. She
No,
just didn't want to go home.
No. We ain't gonna do that lie here, not today.
That's not a lie.
That's
That
not,
is the
She
truth.
tried to show you that she was willing to sleep on the floor to be in your presence. She trying to say, I'm trying to be one above the rest of these fees. Only issue is she was dealing with somebody who, at that point in his life, saw her as no more than an opportunity. She might have been cool as a friend or whatever, but he understood at the time, if I give you too much, you going to take too much, and I ain't got enough to give.
I was just a hurt individual at the time, and the rules were you cannot sleep in my bed. We do what we do, you go home.
So hurt people. But
That's
I'm
not
just
hurt.
saying, but look, I walked on them college floors, man. Them floors aren't the softest floors in the
Hey,
world.
you gotta remember, I never stayed on the dorm room. I had my own apartment, sir. Yeah.
Either way, under that carpet is concrete.
Okay. I got you for a pillow.
Concrete. Oh gosh, we need to stop talking about that because it's just every time you talk about it, it sounds worse.
Why? Because I gave you a blanket. I gave you a pillow.
Blanket. You know what I'm saying?
I set forth the rules beforehand. That's like if I tell you, hey, this is what it is. Period. If you tell me, we just talked about flying out and all that kind of stuff. If you told the person before they flew out,
Well, they drove out.
I'm not going to sleep with you. And they end up like, oh, well, you still should sleep with me. Nah, I'm not. Oh, well, I'll just jack off. Okay. Do what you got to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to knock you for that.
This is what I'm saying right here. How when you say statements like, but I gave her a pillow, it's like, it's the equivalent of like that guy who was saying, but I'm gonna stroke your hair lovingly while I do it. It's like,
no, because if I told you beforehand and you said, okay, cool, I'm going to be over here.
yeah.
I'm coming over. Okay, cool.
I'm just
come
saying,
over.
I can respect her effort to try to put herself above others. I just feel like she should have did it in a vastly different way, one that leaves you with your self dignity intact. I'm not
She
sleeping.
has self-dignity. I respect her.
You respect her. I said her self dignity. That's something that. It's
How you know she had issues?
Because she's sleeping on the floor.
Oh, you ain't never slept on the floor at your big mama house?
It's Big Mama house.
I'm just
I
saying.
ain't
It's
sleeping
happening.
on this floor. Forget that. Look, I'm here. Look.
First of all,
Especially
don't
like
act like
kids.
back in the day when your mama would invite people in from out of town
slept
and
on
all
the
that
floor.
stuff. You know you had to hit that floor.
It's
Like,
what it
I
is.
lose my own
But
bed.
what I'm saying is, she is the person from out of town, Jeremy. And she got on the floor, dog. And I'm not telling you that you should have gave her the
when you
bed.
came into town.
I told her what it was. I just feel like she should have respected herself enough to say, hey, can you at least move somebody off the couch for me? Or can you at least go, show me
There
to
was
the
a
nearest
couch.
hotel? Like, help me. That's all I'm saying. Help me. Help me get to a point
See,
where I can sleep.
there's always somebody that's trying to find that way of making you look
I'm
bad.
not trying to make you look bad. I didn't even bring this up. You brought this up.
Yes, but it was relevant.
It's still relevant. She should have had more self-dignity, in my opinion. All right. Well, would you look at that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we only been an hour and 4. I dig it.
I'm cool.
You think
with
you need more? We can give them more. Dude.
I mean, it's on you.
If the people wanted more, we would have gave y'all more. But been out here an hour. I got work in the morning. He got
Same
work
here.
in the morning. I'm out here. That being said, you got anybody additional you want to shout out?
Let's see. We shout out Nate.
Shout out Nate.
Oh yeah, shout out my sister-in-law. Her birthday was just this coming up week. She just turned the big 4-0. Happy for you. Glad y'all enjoyed yourself. Who is it? Shout out my brother-in-law. I just found out he turned. Well, he in his 40s, so yeah, we ain't going there. But shout out to him too. Basically, shout out to everybody that had a birthday. Another day on this earth. Be happy.
Yeah, another year.
Yes.
But like he said, because it was a lot of birthdays. It was Justin's birthday.
Yeah, my brother's birthday. I apologize. Shout out to my little brother too.
Richard Pace.
It
was also Mr. Lewis, Justin Lewis. A few people. Oh, shout out Tyler Bailey once again. That's my cousin. Luxury shoes by a luxury guy. Luxury clothes by a luxury guy. But his birthday was not too long ago. A couple days ago, actually. It's a lot of people out here getting their celebration on. Shout out to y'all. Y'all should go out and have a group party, At a certain point, y'all can all meet up and just party, like for real. But with that being said, I don't have any additional shout outs. This has been another episode of Something for the People.
Be easy.
Hold it down.